The coffee. Yeah. Coffee. Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and I have a very squeaky chair and a fresh cup of coffee, and I'm ready to go. Except for my lip gloss is really spicy. Ow. Like, yeah, I know that's a plumper for sure. Hey, guys. Hey, Bella. Hey, Jim. Hey, Fortune S'mores. Hey, Bettina. Sorry, I put on a lip gloss. I'm figuring my life out. A little bit. Ooh, it feels so weird on the top. Anyways. How are you guys doing today? Nerd Girl says, yay, I finally made it to a live stream. We're glad to have you back. It's been a minute. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Terry. Hey, Stay. Oh, thank you. I got hooked up with some really pretty tie-dye tops from a good friend, Carrie, with Unleash the Goddess at Dragon Con. It is Kate, but I had like Burt's Bees on as well. I don't know, like I can feel it, like I can feel it working. Makes me feel alive, except for I might also be having an allergic reaction. That's fine though. Hey Christy, I think we're doing really well. How are you doing today, Randy? Randy's sick with what I had. And I hope he's doing good. He's got this. He'll be great. He's just over there grunting. Hey Yvonne. Hey Laura. Cheers everybody, and good morning if you're in Australia, or if you're watching this in the future, if you're one of those future people.
Technically Australia is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We got con cred. Dragon Con packs a wallet. I got con crud. Randy got Von crud because I think I coughed in his mouth while we were sleeping. But yeah, so he's all sorts of congested. No, we'll be all right. Honestly, this is the perfect time to get sick. It's after Dragon Con. We can be sick all we want and take our sweet time getting better. Yeah, coffee time for sure. Hey, Alan. Richie and Al in Brookville. Yeah, right? No, I know it's the worst though. But like, okay, because I sleep like I'm trying to possess his body. Like I just like tangle myself around him completely, and he cuddles hard right back. So I'm pretty sure even though we've been on like kissing quarantine, I think I still got him sick, you guys. But that's all right. Beans and chili will knock it right out. Chili burns the germs and beans blow. Renee, right on. Hey Marcia, welcome to the live stream. We are behind on literally everything. We still aim on having Patreon shipped out on time on September 15th. So that should work. Laura says, I know the concrete feeling, 2 days out from Moon City, and I've got the sore throat and stuffy nose. Yep. It's just you can't, interact with that many other people and not catch something. Like, there's no amount of hand sanitizer that keeps me from getting sick from licking people's faces. Like, it's just, yeah, hot toddy. We are straight out of, like, alcohol, though. So, well, we're good. Like, it's forcing us to take a little bit of downtime and get that kind of figured out. But if you haven't noticed, my house is a disaster. Like, I still need to clear this table off. Like, everything's a mess. But I have been remaking all of the displays in the booth. And so that's something that I'm kind of doing today. Let me get this pulled open. Excuse me. Like, I'm not 100%. Did I not even turn this back on? Ah, there we go. I forgot how to turn my tablet on. Hey, Cynthia. Oh, much love to you and your Randy. Been crafting my butt off for an Etsy store. Right on, Lori. Seriously, need tops from your friend. Laura, she can hook you up, like, pretty hardcore. Like, I don't know her show schedule or where she has it posted, but if you find her, Unleash the Goddess, on Instagram and Facebook, she can hook you up. because she carries very comfortable goddess sizes. Like, this is actually one of her smaller tops. And I like it. It's snug up in the shoulders, like nice and form-fitting, but flowy on the hem. What flush cutters do you use or recommend? Honestly, Teresa, I've had the best experience with just cheapo from the electrical section of any hardware store flush cutters. And it's mostly because I abuse the heck out of them. I'm sure if I paid a little bit more and got some with some nice handles and then like was very careful to only cut soft metals with them, they would last longer. But I pay like $5 for 2 of them, I think, out of like electrical flush cutters on like Amazon. Hey, Jules. But yeah, I am here to answer y'all's questions today. I am also going to take you through a preview, sneaky peeky. I've shot a tutorial. It just needs intro, outro, edited, uploaded, scheduled, like all the other stuff, all the stuff that's vital, just still needs done. But other than that, I'm making a new display, and so I'm going to sit here and whip stitch around the edges while I talk to you guys to answer your questions. And I have a very serious question. Do you guys want to look at my big dumb face while we talk, or do you want to see what I'm doing? Because you're the ones watching. Yeah, I did the henna dye, and it's darkened down, and then I gave myself bangs. A little bit. Sleepy Vaughn cut my hair last night. I think it's I think she did a pretty good job. I kind of like them. I think I'm going to keep them since I have no other choice, except for to shave my head. How many times do you watch a video before you place it? Much braver than me. I actually, I shoot the video. I only edit it at the points that I remember it needing edited. And then I post it and I never watch it again because I cannot stand, watching my own videos. I'm like, God, do you ever shut up? Get to the point, please. Like, y'all are way nicer to me than I am. So, oh, Lori. Okay, well, I'll be doing some, like, switching back and forth. How about now? How about now? And yes, Jim, that is a dragon mask behind me. I am working on a new costume. And so there's a big old dragon head over here, but that's sneaky peeky for future time. So I'm gonna... Oh no, are you sending them to me? I thought I clicked the button. What happened to the 2-cam setup? Well, one of the other cameras died, and kept losing footage, which was infuriating. And so we don't really do the 2-camera setup anymore. Aw, well thanks, Sean. See, I'm glad y'all like it. Aw, thanks, Tracy. I make videos because I'm compelled. How do I... There it is. How do I... Herp and derp doo. Doodle doo. Herp and derp and boop doo. And hey, Randy, is it helpful if I have them do at Randy Vaughn if they have questions?
I'm so used to this.
Okay. So yeah, how did you set that up? Set what up? I finally tried Parawire, and I love that wire. Not as good as you, but maybe. Aw, gee, give it lots of practice. I've practiced every day for like 11 years. So, Manaya says, could you show us specifically what chain you use for extension chain? I looked for 4mm and couldn't find anything listed at that size on the Ring Lord. Now, honestly, it has been a minute. You know, I will find it on my tablet. Y'all can see. I'm gonna Google. Let me make sure I don't have like a weird yeah, that's a pretty weird search history. I was catching up for your last live and you mentioned cork heads. What this? They're like wig heads for styling wigs. I'm going to be using them to display headdresses in our booth. So I'm gonna Google the Ring Lord and press search. And I'm going to click on, there's the Ring Lord. If you guys can see, let me bring this back down a little bit. And now I'm going to go to, oh, that's not the right one. Where's their menu? Categories. Now, granted, this is on mobile, but hang with me, y'all. And then we are going to go to jewelry supplies. And they have clasps, If it's plugged in.
Plugged in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd unplugged it to do the coffee pot. And then right here, chain. I'm going to click on that. Yeah, instead of the styrofoam. Right, Tracy. And now, ooh, bunch of out of stock. Okay, beaded chains by the foot. No. Now it's been a minute, too, since I ordered chain. So I'm scrolling through. And then here we have the 1mm 19 gauge wire chain. I like that for the plated iron in black ice, bronze. These are ones that I get for making just chain. But then if you scroll farther, we still have 1mm but enameled copper. That's pretty cool. Then we have 1mm in silvered enamel copper, and we're just going to keep scrolling down past the anodized aluminum. Now here, this is another one that I use whenever I need it very petite. The 0.8mm 20 gauge wire chain. Here we are. Bulk chain. Yeah, okay. So, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's prepackaged chain we'll look at. So it is this one up here, you guys. The 1mm. Because if you look, it's the 1mm 19 gauge. It's 3/32 of an inch by 1/8 inch inner diameter oval rings. So it's 5 by 4.5 by 1mm. This is the chain that I use for my extender chains, but I buy it in the bulk spools. So I'll go through, so it's like $41, but I've been using that same spool for like 3 years. So yeah, I basically, whenever I saved up just a ton of money and then went through and bought one of every single one of these, except for the silver plate. I just got the antique stuff because it was a lot more affordable by like $20. Yeah, it's plated iron. It's a strong chain, but it's covered in this like enamel-y like finish. But yeah, so that's what I use. I hope that that's helpful to you. But yeah, it's I just Googling it and just scrolling through, like, have a ruler whenever you're shopping and just look at, the ruler next to you. Okay, well, I'm glad to be helpful to you, Minia. Patty says, I have a Patreon question. How do I switch from dealer's choice to wire wrap? You will go into there'll be like 3 little buttons up in the top corner, and it'll be like manage my patrons. And then you'll click that and then edit. I don't know if there's a way that I can show you on mine. Are you planning a tutorial for this month's Patreon? I am. So I'm really sorry that we didn't have that for September, but we were just so darn busy. But we are hoping to get that put together. For whatever month this is. We did, Catherine. We picked it up today. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be doing a mail opening just a little bit later. So yeah, this is just whip stitching. The Siren and the Pirate says, I just watched your fairy house video this morning. So beautiful. Are you going to do any more, like Halloween themed perhaps? I'd really like to. It's honestly, ever since Patreon made it to where like we couldn't do giveaways and stuff because it's technically gambling, that took a lot of the steam out of my engine for making fairy houses, and we kind of just had to focus on a lot of other things. You okay, babe?
Is this what Sparky's asking about?
I have no idea. What's she saying?
Oh, I don't really show it.
Is this what you're talking about, Sparky? I miss him too, Pool Pro. I honestly do. I just bought September Craft Along kit on Etsy. Ah, right on. Well, I hope it does not disappoint. Be okay to email you a copy of my syllabus for feedback. Sure, Yvonne. Right on, Lori. It's a lot of fun, but a lot of work to make your own jump rings. Signal is hit and miss till I get closer to town. Right on, Margaret. Yes, very. Hey Jordan, how's it going? We get our stones predominantly off of eBay and Amazon if we aren't purchasing them in person at a gem and mineral show. But it's honestly and truthfully, eBay has been fantastic. Um, I get my bulk gears off of Amazon, though also like AliExpress. I just get it off of Amazon because it's very similar pricing, but I don't have to wait 2 months for it to get here. Where do you buy your bulk gears? Okay. Patricia says, please check your mail. I've sold my house and I'm moving. Please make sure my Craftalon kit goes to West Richland instead of Spokane. My heart would break if I don't get it. Right on. The best thing you could do, Patricia, is to make sure that your shipping information is up to date in Patreon. Though we will try to make note. It's just we ship out about 220 packages, and it's really hard for us to keep track because we have about, not gonna lie, about 80 of y'all being like, hey, I need this done, and I'm like, could you please just update your shipping info, like, because it keeps it, like, it doesn't really have a spot that for us to be able to cross-reference and make sure that it's going out to the right place. Okay, all of that, Sparky, will be coming out in the tutorial tomorrow. So, it really, we used just a grid square base, 4 or 5 millimeter foam, 3 32nd inch punch and lacing, and now I'm just whip stitching around. Yeah, be sure to double check. I am not connected to my house's internet. If it's buffering a whole lot for you, go ahead and try lowering the quality. I bought a couple of resin cabochon molds. Can I use polymer clay in them or will it ruin them? You can use polymer clay, though I'd recommend some molds I had used and then like baked the clay in it and it kind of wrecked the mold a bit. Like it's still usable, but just I don't know, it deteriorates more rapidly. So I'd smush the clay in it, pop it into the freezer to let the clay get nice and hard. And then just pop it out of the mold with as little distortion as possible. Sabrina asks, do you have a suggestion other than PIM for polymer clay? I'm actually working on making a non-aerosol like urethane spray, because often it's the propellant in the aerosols that makes it be like, kind of sticky and reacts to the polymer clay and stuff. So I'll let you guys know how that goes, but I've just been hand painting on like Mod Podge and it's bumming me out. Like I miss how easy PIM was. And this is like 1 ounce leather, 1 or 2 ounce. It's pretty thin. How would you transfer picture onto a glass cab in order to paint it on? Went to make a Harry Potter cab for a pin I'm working on, but don't know how to get the image on. I would kind of just put the cab over it and kind of try drawing, or do the method where you like kind of decoupage the image onto the back of the cab and just skip painting altogether. Do what? Seriously, did somebody ask that? I would love a Glowforge. Like that is my #1 thing that I'm like hurting for. Denise says, I just had my bank account compromised last week. Oh no. Put my money back. What do you guys do to secure? What do you use when you're purchasing products online? We actually very successfully, not to jinx it, use PayPal whenever we're purchasing a lot of things online, but also we're very close with our banks. And keep a close eye on what's going on, and they're very quick to, they're very understanding. They don't shut us down when it's like, oh, you live in Missouri but you just bought gas in Pennsylvania, and we're like, yeah, because we're in Pennsylvania. Like they don't shut us down, but whenever there is something that, and in 10 years we've only had our card compromised like twice, and one of those times was because I lost my card. And if it's like below $50 at like a Walmart, they don't make you put your PIN in. So somebody was just buying a whole bunch of like $10 stuff using my card. So we got that shut down and everything was taken care of. But yeah, it's just a lot of it is This is going to sound kind of, I don't know. I don't want this to sound as harsh as it's going to sound, but because Randy and I have been very helped by a lot of people, but the best business move we've ever made was to not be truly reliant on anyone else. Like, it's, we use Square for our card transactions, but we do have backups in place just in case Square hits the fan and like starts going crazy or something. Like, I mean, they haven't, but we just, the times that we've been burnt in the past is whenever we rely on someone or something or some company to do, whatever it is that we need them to do, and then they don't. So Randy and I just try to avoid that as much as possible. So instead of relying on our bank to catch, any indiscrepancies or anything, we specifically keep an eye on our bank accounts. Like, we save all of our receipts, we keep close eyes on our transactions, and we use Intuit QuickBooks to keep track even further, because it's, again, nobody's gonna watch our own backs the way that we do, except for y'all watch your back pretty strong, but we try to not, yeah, our accountant could do all the different, things and keep track of everything and sort everything, but it's, part of why we became our own bosses was because we like being in control of, what's going on, and taking that personal responsibility is it's a big load on your shoulders, but I'd always rather it be my fault that something went down and messed up than being like, well, I relied on, this fulfillment service to make sure that these things arrived on time and it didn't, and now, it makes me feel helpless and frustrated. So I hope that answered your question. Coffee, 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 coffee. New product. No, yeah, that's the some people are like, sometimes I want chainmail, sometimes I want wire wrapping. And so to make it easier, we just have a dealer's choice tier. Though I worry really bad sometimes. Like, I really hope that y'all are satisfied with, what we're fulfilling our Patreon tiers with. So if ever any of y'all are unhappy, just, let me know. In as hopefully constructive way as possible. What are you asking? Just came in. Oh, I have no idea.
I'm yelling at you saying you're doo-doo and this product is poop. Is that constructive?
No, it's not. Like, I don't care if you're gonna look me in the face and tell me that I suck. Just be like, why? How can I be less crappy? Like, that would be useful to know. You're doo-doo, you stink, you poo-poo noggin. I'm like, okay, but what can I do better? Or are you just being anyways, I don't know. I'm tired. Your local printers can do this with your picture view, and then all you need to do is adhere to your glass. Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea, Cherry. Yeah. I love my monthly deliveries. They're wonderful. Aw, Kiara, I'm so glad. I tried to make one of the displays you're working on right now. Mine came out really junky looking. Sparky's, so did mine. This is like the 5th one of these that I've made. And, no, I've got like one more, but I had made the other 3. Yeah, well, the 3 original and then the... What?
No, just...
Are you sassing me? I can't tell.
You said 5, and then I said you're on your
Babe,
list.
I have no concept of numbers. I just said
Do
enough.
it all on one hand.
No, I had done the 3 original, or, well, the 4 original, but the first one is so junky that I had to make 3 more. And then this is my 4th one this time round. I'm gonna shoot that train. I think I'm in a bad mood. Am I? Guys? I think I'm in a bad mood. I'm so sorry if I'm grumpy today. It's kind of, not to be like blaming it on hormones, but I am kind of going insane. New here and still, and thank you for sharing your experiences. Well, hey, Erica. Train siren. No, it's just, I'm overstimulated. It's hot. Can we have the air conditioner on? I'm sweaty. Normally I love trains, but I feel like this one's just like in need of shutting up. I'm a twin. I need attention. Give it. Yeah, right, Daniel. Always look forward to my craft kit. It's like opening a little treasure chest. Right on, Christy. Choo choo. Yeah, no, it's one of those days where I just feel like pushing everything into a pile and setting it on fire. Must be the new lip gloss. You know, Jim, I hadn't thought of that. Had not thought of that. I love you guys so much. But no, they come out looking kind of weird. That's why we do have the tutorial coming out tomorrow. Because hopefully I'll be able to share with you all of the things that I've learned messing up on all of these. I was going to ask if you have post-conitis. No, because like I actually really love being at conventions and I get really like invigorated by hanging out with people. It's mostly, and I'm not gonna like, I love hanging out with you guys here in live streams and over on Discord and stuff, but it's like there are some folks that just get right underneath my skin. And I don't know if they know it with their tone or like but it's like they just, in dealing with like Instagram and Facebook, and it's like I just want to craft. I just want to make stuff and hang out and not have to like do hashtags. Like I'm so tired of doing hashtags. Like hashtags. But yeah, so I'm a little ragged from the internet side of like the business internet side of doing all this stuff. We do have some good news though that I'm really excited about. What's up, babe? Well,
Jim had said Randy wanted to need you upstairs, and I'm like, the only thing I'm doing upstairs is going to sleep.
Yeah.
I ran into some movies.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they kicked my dog, and then they kicked my dog.
Yeah. Okay, so on to the good news. Hey, Aaron. Did you avoid the worst of the con crud? Carmen says, hey, Carmen. Yeah, I avoided most of the con crud. Randy caught Von crud, which is like secondhand con crud. Take personally, I can just chill, no social media. I think you're right. Like, it's just, I don't know, because trying to keep up with everything, it gets really, right, Chris? It just gets really overwhelming, and I have all this other stuff that I need to do, but it's like, if I don't do that, then, I don't know. MCFC, the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Con, approached us because we have been vending there for like 10 years and guesting there for like 4, and they are having us in as the hosts of the costume contest. So Randy and I are actually organizing the costume contest for the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Con. So I'm really, really excited about that, to actually get to like participate and interact, and all the things that have kind of bothered me about other costume contests that I've participated in the past. I'll be able to actually be in a position to, hopefully make sure that doesn't happen. But I'm really excited excited to be a part of a convention that we care so much about in their 10th year. So if anybody wants to come and participate in the Memphis Comic and Fantasy Convention costume contest, now's the time to do it. Like this year, it's in November, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm actually approaching about 7 or 8 different sponsors. Hopefully a couple of them will actually want to do it, about sponsoring the costume contest. So not only will you get trophies, but you'll be getting like a little crafter's gift basket of, can you use candy silicone molds for resin? Yep, just don't use them for candy afterwards. Just so you know that you can buy black or clear gesso or just add black acrylic. Yeah, we've learned that since then, Cherry. That's really good to know. Can I just wear a pair of cat ears as my costume? I'm not gonna tell you no. Yeah, I don't know, like the Memphis crowd, they have they keep me on my toes when I compete there. They've got some really talented people out in Memphis. So my friend came by your booth at Dragon for me. Right on, Flower. But I'm excited about that. We are also I don't know. There's something else I was excited about, but I can't remember now. I don't know, but it was exciting. Sorry. Nude with cat ears. No, it has to be. They actually in their dress code, it has to be like a 2-piece swimsuit minimum. No nip noops showing for the ladies or gents, just to be fair.
Electrical tape will not suffice.
Yeah, it's not Dragon Con rules. You got to wear more than electrical tape. I didn't know Glowforge was a thing until Facebook started popping the ads at me. Oof. No, it's a Glowforge would be so cool. I found inexpensive help for marketing online. Really? Please do share with the class. I'm actually gonna angle this a bit, that way y'all can see. But how you doing, baby? But it sounds like you're drowning.
Yeah.
Poor critter.
It's okay, I've got a cup of tea.
Is that what that giant mug is? How many tea bags did you use?
One, but I forgot to set a timer.
Okay, so it's a little strong. So no painted on banana hammocks. Right. A Glowforge is a laser etcher printer thing. Honestly, Google it. It's the best thing I can tell you. Like, they have a really well put together like little info demo. It's like a minute long, but it'll what do you have? What all do you have in your coffee? About 25 milliliters of Italian sweet cream by Coffee Creamer, generic coffee creamer. Hey Randy, do you mind popping the air on? Thank you. I can't really adjust my boob sweat on camera, so I'm dying here. Sorry for the loud, you guys, but it's hot. Loud noises! If you ever need graphics for anything, my sister likes to trade her services for custom jewelry sometimes. Right on. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I were better about actually getting custom stuff made in a timely manner. I think anybody who has ever ordered anything custom from me has experienced with me the deep disappointment of how bad I am at getting stuff done. One of my favorites, my absolute favorites, vanilla caramel. Ooh, I haven't tried that. I have to say, the best costume I've ever seen was a Klingon woman with long robes, pink bunny ears, and a cottontail. She was a Klingon Playboy bunny. Ah! Oh, that's so cool. I love it. Oh, air conditioning is amazing. It's so, y'all, my inner pumpkin spice white girl is so ready for fall. I hugged a pumpkin, like, in the grocery store. Do what? It was blue. But no, I am ready to be cold. And I know that, like, come February, I'll be bitching that it's like, I'm ready for summer to get here. But that's the seasons, man. I still want a custom piece from you, Yvonne, even with the weight, but I know it stresses you out. No, well, and I don't know. I need to get better at stress management. It's not y'all, it's me. Yeah, ready for fall. Like, I walked into a store and it was like pumpkin spice, and like, I am ready. Well, there's an exorbitant amount of free information online. It's definitely worth to have one of the convo each company needs. Yeah. So I found with these displays, and I don't know if I mentioned it in the tutorial that's coming out tomorrow, is to lace from the back side, because then when you tighten it, it actually tightens. It's like tightening a hide down. Put some of my homebrew pumpkin pie beer in the fridge as a season. Ah! Wow. Do you want love? Yeah, it tightens it in the correct direction, whereas if you feed in the other way, then it puckers it and pulls it like towards the back. But I'm really excited to, like, the next couple of videos actually coming out on our YouTube channel will be, right, Tracy? Will be about specifically displays. But we have a little bit more work to do today in today's live stream. Not doing a giveaway this week because I still have not caught up with shipping out the older giveaway awards. Like, we're in panic mode, still trying to get caught up. What's a Glowforge? Sounds cool. Jordan, I'm gonna tell you what I told Tracy. Give it a Google. It's a laser etcher that like is from the future. It is literally like 3021 where that thing came from. And I need it, but it's more expensive than my van, the one that we want to get because it has like the pass-through door, and so we could do very large like leather pieces, all laser cut out. But the applications that Randy and I were like, just the things that we could do just for our Patreon packages would be phenomenal. So we're pinching our pennies and saving up, and hopefully, yeah, it's like a Cricut made a baby with a laser with like, but has an AI or something because you can draw something and put it in there and it'll scan it and be like, you want me to laser print this? And I'm like, yes, bitch, laser print that. And it's like, okay. I guess that's how it talks. That's how my Glowforge is gonna talk. Ooh, multivitamins are so yucky, but thank you. I gotta take my. Sorry, the coffee's kicking in. Melissa says I need display help. Well, I am almost done stitching this together. And ran by Skynet. Yes. And I'm like, hey Skynet, I'll give you money if you laser print. Like, I am so ready to surrender to our robot overlords. I'm like, please just feed me and keep me in a comfortable temperature. Do what? No, like straight up, I'd be alright with that. Like, I am ready to be a well-fed house cat. Like, I know that these are basically Flintstone chewables, but they're so yucky. But I need multivitamins. Lori says, how's your garden doing? It's petering off. It's ready to be cleared out for the fall garden. But I have a rogue rabbit who is eating everything. Like, my kale was making a comeback. Gone. Any, like, tomato or pepper plants, like, anything growing, like, within, like, a foot and a half from ground level, gone. Squash bugs got all my cucumbers and, excuse me. Cucumbers and squash are all surrendered their lives to the squash bugs and cuke beetles. I don't even have anything to justify using a Glowforge on, and even I want one. What's 5K more in the hole when you're already 15K in? Oh no, right? Huh? Yeah. Ooh. It's like eating chalk. I can't, it's too big. Good news, it's a suppository. Hey, Ricky. Do it, love. Oh no, I've been eating the suppositories. I'm adding a freaking laser to my CNC and mill. Oh, that'd be cool. Just to slice the bread. I think it has a maximum of like half an inch or something though. What is that you were stitching? Tracy, I'm making a display, and this is just the beginning stage. I'll show you here in just about this much, however long that's going to take. Start a YouTube channel on that, I'd watch, right? Right, yeah, no, straight up. Excuse me. I'm not gonna lie, my mood has increased by like 25% just by hanging with y'all and having the air conditioner going. Because I try to not be like just overly negative. But sometimes I get bummed out. But I think that's alright. It's alright to be not okay, I think. Sometimes. Wild says, I have a question. Can I use candy? I thought I had already answered that. Sorry. Yeah, you can use candy molds with the silicone, or rather with a resin. Just don't use them for food afterwards. Nah, Jennifer, I think we're gonna stick to the white tags because we have about 5,000 of them. Like, I'm not exaggerating. We had just bought a whole bunch more like 3 months ago, so we're just gonna keep using those. Though I'm gonna show you here in just a minute. Let me focus and get this. Huh? I can't hear you. Okay. Like, sorry, with the air conditioner right here, I really can't. Excuse me. Whip stitch, baby, ooh. Bringing this around. Going around the corner. Do y'all have any other questions? I can do some Q&A. Ooh. She says, well, I'm glad to be here to help you out with the mood. I have to say it's always very pleasant to come in here and chat and hang out. Right on. I'm really glad that y'all choose to spend your time here with me because it's a lonely world crafting. It really is. Like, and it's hard because like all of my other friends that are crafty, we very rarely get together. Not just because geographically, like, we're so far apart, but it's like, yeah, I love you, but all of my projects are at home, and there's not enough room in your house for my projects. So let's just text each other. Which is, you know, Daniel putting together that Discord was really great, I think. Could you switch cam when ending off the stitches? Yes. Right on, Colleen. What is your favorite resin to use in molds? I have yet to find a favorite. I'm looking at the aluminite, I don't know. But it's for like tabletops and stuff, but Art and Glow I love for doming, but it bubbles, like it still holds on to the bubbles quite a bit whenever I do large mold pours, so it's hard to get like perfectly clear. And I'd really love either a pressure pot or a vacuum chamber, though I'm not really. Okay, it's on the last stitch, so I'm bringing this around. Hey everybody, also who is watching. Gosh, I hit the button, I thought. Don't do the Envirolight, it yellows fast. Right on. Oh, I forget. Yeah, I was saying hey to everybody who watches but doesn't comment. I still appreciate y'all hanging with us. So here we are on our last stitch. And you can see I'd already tucked my tail in and woven around it whenever we were stitching, right from the beginning. So I'm just going to push this through to the front. There we are. Make sure your leather's all on the correct side. Bring it around town. And so now Right On is going to let us use their classroom and their tools for mirror meetups. Oh, that's really cool. And so now for our last stitch, I just feed through as many as I can. And then I'm going to try to divert the tip. There we go. And then I'm going to come in with my pliers and grab and then just pull through. And there we are. Now it looks a little wonky, so I just loosen it and then tighten it up a bit until it starts to look even. And then I snip it. And since this is designed to kind of just sit on the table, I think that'll look just fine. And now you can see I stitched on this latch. Well, that's a good idea with the DE. Okay, so now let's go check out the finished displays. Ooh, That's good stuff. Okay, let's go this way, which is gonna be hard because my house is a mess. Like, hard. We still have all the totes and crap from our booth. There we go. But yeah, so you can see totes are everywhere in the kitchen. It's just a disaster. I can't even sweep. There's just stuff everywhere. There's totes there. We have, this is my living room still. We have the whole booth set up in our already crowded living room. So that's great. Let me sit back here. Let's get this set up. So this is going to get little hooks put into it. So that it looks like this. Do what, honey?
So you're saying your house is totes messy?
Yeah, it's totes messy for sure. But so this time I made all the hooks equidistant because on the first one that I had made, we had spots for large and small pendants, and honestly I think it made it look just really messy. And these are our old ones, the old displays. And for those of y'all who follow over on Patreon, I did an in-depth pictures, but we had just the eyelets and some little hair ties and the little hooks, and so I upgraded the hooks from an 18 gauge to a 16 gauge, then removed the hair tie and eyelet completely because I feel like that made it look quite messy. And it was pretty messy looking on the back as well. So now with these ones, I feel like it looks much sleeker on the front, much tidier on the back. And then we can just come in here and clip it. And I'm going to flip this around real quick. Or try to. Is that clasp able to rotate to the other side? That way you can double your space. Clasp able to rotate. Maybe. I don't know. That's an interesting question. I'm thinking that... Okay, there we go. So this is the one with the large and small pendants, and I think it looks just a little cluttered compared to, this is the new design with just large spaces, and so that's what that one's going to look like. And then we'll be doing the hooks on this one. So I think that'll be a good thing. Let me get this put back onto the tripod. But yeah, so the next step is going to be going through and getting all of these made out of leather, because I wanted to do some more of the, some of y'all might remember the tutorial on making your own leather bracelet display. Well, we've upgraded it to a necklace display now. We figured out the proportions and stuff, so we have some different sizes here, and then we also have the big leaf ones, which I wanted to show y'all. I'll be showing how to do the hooks and finishing up the displays in tomorrow's tutorial. So for now, I want to show you guys and hang out a bit and find my coffee. Not all of it, just like half of it. I really appreciate you moderating, by the way. You're doing great. How are you doing? Want to take a nap after this? Why do I have Love Shack stuck in my head? Love Shack, baby. I gotta scoot this over. Move, table. Okay. And I'm gonna bring this around. Ah, oh no, Jada, don't be jealous. Just get more coffee. So, y'all might remember, was it last week, that I was sculpting these bad boys. So this is how this one had come out. This was after Dragon.
Oh, okay.
So this is Tracy. Oh, I didn't. Viking wrestlers, that'd be really cool. That's like right up my alley. But yeah, so this is just the epoxy sculpt. for the tops of the displays. Let me actually go grab the display and I'll show you how it'll work. That's my chair, Fluffy, not me, I promise. Okay. Do you mind hitting the air again, honey? Just to quiet it down for a bit. Excuse me. Why don't you put your wireframe inside your leather, then hang your display on your hanging frame the way you could use both sides of your display? Only one side is displayed at a time, and we put stuff back there. Now, I'm not saying that you couldn't. For Randy and I's setup, we're not going to be doing that, but in your own display, that's definitely something that you could try utilizing. I just know that with the way that our booth functions, we always end up sitting stuff there, and it just makes it kind of complicated. And I think it will be a sleeker, more streamlined and efficient, just having it. And then also the visibility of like the angle and stuff. I think this is going to work for us. But what works for us might not be ideal for you, and vice versa. Calling that turned out pretty bitchin'. Have you sold your items in boutiques? What percentage do they usually take? A comic book store quoted me at 50%, and I almost said something rude. We've heard as high as 50. Typically 25 to 30% has been pretty standard. It just depends. I personally don't put a lot of stuff into boutiques because, again, I'd rather rely on Randy and I to just do it ourselves. But we like being there to answer questions. We like being there to make modifications, to be able to take custom orders, like all those different things. And I don't know, how do I put this without, I mean, I'm not just blowing air at my own butt, but it's like Randy and I try really hard to be very good at sales, and it can get a little frustrating whenever like some boutiques have had like, they just like hire somebody who like kind of doesn't care. Not saying all boutiques, just the ones that we've personally experienced. And it's like, I'm not going to have somebody who doesn't even care if it gets stolen in charge of my life's work. So yeah, for sure, Teresa, and it is a good thought. Yeah, LM, it's going to space. We are streaming from a phone. You might want to turn down your quality. Sometimes YouTube has like default, like if you usually watch in like high def, you're definitely going to be having lag. So this is the display. Pretend like it looks nice. And it's going to have like how this one has that little T coming out of the top. This one's going to have a little T. Not now, Pinterest. But so you can kind of see it's gonna sit, and then it'll be wrapped around here underneath the base, and it has like a circle that it sits in and attaches to that'll keep it nice and stiff. But I thought it'd look really cool to have like this very pretty little crystal cluster sitting out of the top. So we have two in that extra long design, which they are both these guys, which I really like, and I need to go through and like paint them. Always buffering when you turn the camera around. Yeah, I can't really help that, Nina. Like, and I get frustrated because I wish our house's internet were better, that we could just like Twitch stream with no problems. But no, it is what it is.
Can you cook those with the crystals in them?
Cook them?
That's what they say.
It's not polymer clay, it's epoxy sculpt, because I attached a lot of them to PVC pipe and I would not bake it. But if you were using polymer clay, quartz crystal holds up wonderfully to like the way it's like 260, 275. It's not an air dry, it's a chemical. Like it'll actually cure even like underneath water. Yeah, hopefully, Daniel. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, these ones we had made for like some bottles, and they were up on Etsy for like a few months, and they just weren't selling. So I was like, mine, yoink, and I keep them forever now. So these ones are gonna be for the shorter displays. Um, can you show me how you put the hooks on the cords? It was, yeah, I'll show you. Let's go take a look. Right on. Well, I'm glad you're not having any trouble, Teresa. How could I make a topper like that have it removable for a walking stick to use at Renfest, but able to take off when not in the mood? Ooh, I don't know. That's worth some experimentation. So, right here you can see I treated the hair tie just like it was a necklace and just made the little hook to where it goes around it like that. So, in our little hook, and then, and the hair ties held up pretty well just over the years. They kind of, some of them get very, very stiff. You can kind of see this one lost its elasticity. But yeah, so I'm going to go through and just use like a matte acrylic black paint to cover up the epoxy sculpt. Yeah, PVC plumbing pipe have the joints that screw in and out. Catherine, that's a really good idea. And Catherine, we're actually going to be doing the mail opening on Thursday, I think. I think you missed the last time, but when you use lotion with sculpting, yeah, no, I had read that comment. That's very helpful about using the lotion to kind of repel. Because with these ones, something that I'm thinking about doing for our earring displays is to have, like, if I were making this, but I wanted it to be removable, I would have put like some saran wrap or something with like Vaseline and then sculpted over that. I'd actually made a removable topper once using thermoplastic that kind of slid down like a sleeve, because if there's enough of overlap, right on. Well, thanks for being understanding. Right? You make wands? We can. Anything's a wand if you try hard enough. But by doing the saran wrap and Vaseline over it, then I could have sculpted it, and then after it's cured, just slide it right off. So rare earth magnets, right? And for those, I would have done, like, I would have set a magnet up inside what we were doing and then had a magnet up in the top. But again, the longer of a surface area that you have, the less likely it's going to be to just pop off. Like, it's going to have to either be turned upside down and physically removed. Yeah, right. I haven't had any experience with polymer clay shrinking, not in the way that a lot of the air dry clays and stuff do. But I've honestly never really paid a whole lot of attention. I don't think it does, because I do a lot of sculpting around like jars and things, and it just sticks right where it's supposed to.
Air dry clay.
Air dry clay shrinks all the heck. But yeah, these are all of the short display toppers that we're going to be using, and I'm really excited for those. Hey Mary, if someone wanted to make a removable cap for a walking stick, why not make it longer with this on the stick and fasten it on with leather? That's a pretty good idea too. Oh, that'll be really cool, Renee. I love Harry Potter. That's a lot of fun. Okay, so we have just a couple minutes left. If y'all have any any more questions, we can go ahead and answer those. What would be your dream city to move to someday? Some crafty mecca. That's actually, moving to a city is like a nightmare for me. I never want to live in a city. I like going to cities, like traveling to them, but I don't want to have to deal with that many people in one area on a regular basis. Like, I love living in a town with like 7,000 to 14,000 people. Because it's like we can, like, we never have to, there's never bumper to bumper traffic. Like, we can go do whatever we want. We can run errands. There's very little waiting in line. Most towns are actually pretty modernized now. Like, even when we go into like Podunk area, there's 600 people that live in the town. They still have like a Dollar General and stuff. Like, it's internet's everywhere now, so you can have what you need where you are, as opposed to being where the things are. And then if it's like a city, I prefer to live like 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes away from a city if I can help it. But yeah, no, I'm a small town person. But also, it's like we make like day trips driving an hour and a half to Springfield, like once or twice a month sometimes. Oh, what'd she say? It has the book pre-open so you can have your book. Oh, well, right on, Catherine. Well, heck, I'll just go ahead and open it now. How about that? Are we doing mail opening today? We are. We have one package from Catherine or Flower. Scissors. Here are some scissors. These will work fine. This is really generous of you, Catherine. I haven't even opened it yet, and I'm like, thank you. Right on. Nice. Because I'm like, really want to see what's in here. Okay. Oh, I didn't undo the tape on that side.
Small town of 1,000 people.
Oh goodness. Oh. Okay. Okay to read online. I've been down for a bit, had a CGHF issue, thought it was just panic attack, and turns out my heart was screaming for attention. Oh no. Didn't know crafting could set your heart on meltdown. So since then I have had to learn different ways to work since hands are not working well enough to play with the wire anymore. So I went back to beading and clay. So with that said, I made these for you. I'm going to try and put the brother and sister on eBay. Don't know if they'll float, but gonna give it a shot. Heart meds are crazy pricey. Amen. Would also like to wish you a happy belated birthday. I just want you to know how much joy you have brought to my life. And I do wish you the best in your life ventures. Dream big. Hugs, Flower. Thank you, Flower. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Leather craft and weaving. Right on. I've never actually wow. Okay, this is a lot of information in it. Embossing. So actually be properly trained a little bit more than just kind of making it up as I go. Form a curved back for book by cementing. Wow, it has like bookbinding. Gussets. Oh, Flower, thank you so much. Just love the fact that I can walk 5 minutes in any direction from my house and I'm in a field. Gotta live village life. Wow, right, Jenny? That sounds awesome. What this? That'll actually be perfect. I feel like I need to kind of just sit down with a cup of something hot to drink. Emerald. How did you make a mock setup of your booth to send pictures of when applying for a craft fair? I don't have access to a 6-foot table at home and not sure what to do. Not gonna lie, 6-foot tables used to be a lot more affordable. You could use the totes that you'll be transporting your booth in. But yeah, just setting up like sheets in the background to make like a, you can't tell it's in your kitchen. And then kind of set up on your, like you could use your kitchen like countertop. Hey Horror, yeah, we're still here, we're still streaming.
You may need to get a 6-foot table.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, investing in a 6-foot table is not a bad idea.
Not all craft places give you a 6-foot table.
Yeah, not all of them provide tables, and then also sometimes whenever they do, it'll say a 6-foot table, but it'll only be like 1.5 feet wide. We've experienced that. Yeah, so it's I'd shop around and just find a collapsible 6-foot table, but if in the meantime you could just use your cabinets to clamp like a sheet to, and then you like drape that over your countertop and kind of set it up a little bit to make it look like you know, like it's like a gallery display a little bit. They don't have to know that it's just in your kitchen. Boy, oh boy. Ooh, Catherine, what's this? Oh, wow. This is beautiful. Oh. Meow, meow. Ouch. Fucking hell, that hurt. That hurt. Oh, Catherine, this is cool. I love the beadwork and that beautiful polymer clay. What'd you use to seal this? It's shiny. Made with love. That is really neat.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
That cat.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I still got that scab on my elbow. And I scraped it back open on something. I can't hear you.
Rule 13, living on the merchandise.
Right. Oh, wow. Oh, they're turtles. So, Catherine, do you have like a store that you could share? Oh, more turtles. These are so cute. Catherine, these are lovely. Thank you so much. Renee says, I tried to go do what I needed to do, but then you started opening mail and I see the book, so I'll hang out till it's really time to go. Housework will sleep there. Right? I need to go do housework. I'm all sweaty again. I get super, like, mad when I'm sweaty. There we go. Well, and they held up really well with your packaging and everything, too. Wow, and just the colors on these are so cute. Oh, that's a beautiful butterfly.
Okay.
Do what, love?
Raven's Karma.
What's that?
Her Etsy shop.
Ah, okay. Raven's Karma. Check that out. Oh, that's just psychedelic. With matching earrings. Thank you so much, Catherine. This is lovely. And I have more bubble wrap now. Like, oh, like, I just flushed it open. The book I got at Tandy Leather years ago. Right on. It really does seem like just a wealth of information. I can't wait to scour through it.
Hey, Maddie.
Hey, Maddie. I miss and love you. But we're about to head out. It's going for realsies time. I'm gonna take a nap and probably take a few days off of social media if I can help it. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I will see y'all in tomorrow's video where we will cover more displays and things. But yeah, until next time, y'all, happy crafting and thank you again for hanging out. Bye.